And welcome back. Motoring over now to racing, and reigning champion Kyle Speedy Gregg and arch rival Gregg Boodoosingh of Trinidad and Tobago shared the Thunder Sport honours at Sunday's Wheels on Fire programme at the Jam West Speedway in Little London, Westmoreland. The meet was the second leg of the JRDC Championship.
Having recorded the fastest lap in qualifying, Trinidadian driver Gregg Boodoosingh, who is developing a big reputation in Jamaica, started on pole position in his Radical RS8 for race number 1 in the Thunder Sport series over 8 laps, while Kyle Gregg in a Radical RXC was third on the grid. Boodoosingh shot into the lead from the get-go ahead of Gregg and young William Mars driving a Radical SR3. Boodoosingh held the ascendancy from start to finish but had to fend off relentless pressure from Gregg, who almost seized the initiative with 3 laps to go. However, it took great skills from Boodoosingh to close the door on Gregg, who settled for the runner-up spot with Mars in third. Boodoosingh lauded Gregg for his fierce level of competition.
I was under immense pressure from Kyle, but I was able to look at my strengths and weaknesses and just stay composed and hold him off. He did put up a mega fight, and I was just glad I was able to hold him off and come out with a win.
There was great anticipation once again for race number 2, and in particular the battle between the 3 Radicals. Boodoosingh was again on pole with Gregg second on the grid. However, Gregg was determined to reverse the placings from race 1 and came out a different individual with more aggression. Gregg took command from the very first lap, and despite a sustained spell of pressure from Boodoosingh, it was Gregg who took the checkered flag ahead of Boodoosingh, Lamar Larmond and William Mars. Gregg was pleased that his car performed better than the Easter Carnival of Speed meet at Dover.
It was like basically a drag race down to corner 1. I was watching him when he was braking to see where he would brake turn and outbrake him, which I succeeded at that and basically just carried home the car to a win. So each race we're getting faster and more consistent.
The final event on the program, race number 3 in the Thunder Sport series, was delayed due to heavy showers, and after a 20-minute wait, conditions got worse and the race was eventually abandoned. Meanwhile, the motorcycling honours were shared between US-based Gregory Cross, Kyle Reynolds and Robert McDonald. Cross overtook Reynolds on the very last lap to secure victory in race number 1, with Max Shane Heslop taking third.
Throughout the race, I weighed my opponents. I realized the maneuvers that I had to make, and by lap 3, I got myself in position, and then on the penultimate lap, then I made my move, which was called a block pass, to get in front of Kyle Reynolds to win that one.
Reynolds turned the table on his opponents to land race 2, taking over on the second lap and eventually coming home ahead of McDonald and Cross.
Well, in the second race, Talman got a good start as usual, and we were able to tick him off early. We know him have more power than us going on the straight, so we kind of came off the race line just to ride a more defensive race.
Race number 3 turned out to be the most exciting of the motorcycling events, with as many as 6 riders in contention with 3 of the 6 laps remaining. Reynolds appeared well on his way to double success, but he was overtaken at the penultimate corner on the final lap by McDonald. We'll have details on the modified production class in subsequent editions of Primetime Sports.